This is iHeart Communities. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community. All right, well, not just a kid favorite, the Magic House is a family and St. Louis favorite. When's the last time you took a trip to the Magic House? Well, I am joined today by Carrie Hutchcraft, who is the Director of Marketing and Development with the Magic House, reminding you with all the great events and activities that they have going on why you need to give them a call and get over there again. Thanks for joining me today, Carrie.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about what's the latest with the Magic House. If we haven't been in a while, what's new?
Okay, well, there are lots of new things if you haven't been in a while. I think one of the things that we pride ourselves on is that we seem to be ever evolving. We have a few new exhibits right now that are definitely must-see for the families that may be familiar with Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Of course.
We have a traveling exhibit called Adventures with Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. It's got a giant Clifford that kids can, of course, check out, and lots of experiences for the families that watch the show on the 9 Network here in St. Louis. They'll be familiar with a lot of Clifford's friends, and they're going to feel like they're really a part of Clifford's world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that for kids only? Because I'm really looking forward to that myself.
Definitely not. What's so great about the Magic House is that your visit really can be a family visit. And, we love to see parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents really, getting a chance to explore with the children that they come with. It's just a fun experience really for the whole family.
I love it. Well, then let's go back a little bit with the history and origin of the Magic House.
Sure.
What's the mission and how did we become the Magic House that we know today?
So the Magic House opened in 1979. Whoa. So it's crazy to think about the fact that we are coming up on 40 years here in St. Louis, and we're just honored to be a part of the community. And at this point, really starting to see second generation come and explore and experience and learn. I think what's so unique about the Magic House is that we are hands-on learning experiences, and that's true to who we are. And our mission is that we want children to come and experience learning, not just sit down while we lecture to them. It's really about getting hands-on, experiencing problem solving, and just using your creativity. It's something that we're really proud of.
I'm proud of it too, because all along now I'm not a St. Louis native, but Magic House was my go-to place. Our children were young then. Was the go-to place for fun play and activities, and that learning at the heart of it just seemed to be an extra benefit, bonus.
Exactly. So you come for really a day of fun, but what's so great is that you're leaving with, a new lesson learned, a new experience that, they can then take into their school, and something that, it's not just mindless play. It's really, important play experiences that are going to help your children grow and develop.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the founders.
So, our founders, Jody and Barbie Newman, they were 2 young mothers themselves, and they wanted to create an experience here in St. Louis, like a museum that they had seen in other cities. And so I think, what's crazy is to think about their vision almost 40 years ago and what we are today. It's, we've really stayed true to providing that hands-on experience. But we've taken it to a level that I don't know that anybody could have even imagined what it would have been, now 40 years down the road. Everything from the science, the social, civic education, literacy. I mean, we really are kind of going across the gamut as far as experiences and really supporting what children are learning in schools, really supporting the things that they're excited about. One of my favorite exhibits that's a little bit newer here is called Future Play, and it uses technology, but it does so in a really engaging way. So it's not just a child sitting on an iPad or a very one-to-one kind of computer-to-child experience. It uses regular paper and markers, and kids color the picture, and then they scan it, and their design becomes an interactive experience on a screen.
Oh, neat.
So it's really, just the things that our founders could have only imagined.
Right.
We're seeing today almost, 40 years later. So it's really exciting.
It is for me too. So imagination is a key component of this. How do you all imagine the kinds of exhibits to use and what things to engage? I know there's a science behind it. You also use the term exhibit. So how do you guys approach that?
So we have a group of education advisors, and so this team is made up of superintendents, teachers, educators from our community, and they are helping to guide us and keep us, up to date on what are the important things that, are supporting the teachers in schools and are supporting, where, kids need to be going to help their development. And so, it's really great to have a great network of individuals who help guide us, and then, an exhibits team on our staff that is able to execute and really create these things that, you can imagine, but they're able to execute upon that. A lot of people don't know that we actually have an exhibit development team on staff. So in the basement on one side of our museum is a workshop where they're actually creating the exhibits that you see, up on the floor, months later after they've developed them.
Mm-hmm. So there's somebody, the first thing that came to mind for me was the Wizard, the Wizard of Oz, that underneath all of that. Yeah, there's so much that goes on into that. But these are major undertakings. Each exhibit and the detail of it takes in a lot of research and partnerships. And these are great partnerships, not only in our community, but among our corporate partners. And also, I'm very inspired by the story of the founders of how an idea can become something so grand and continue on with a legacy of giving even beyond their initial utterances of it.
And I think you're right. Those partnerships are just so important. We actually just created an exhibit a couple of years ago with the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
And they approached us. Their focus isn't necessarily children, but they wanted to create a child and family focused exhibit. So they approached us, and together with their partnership, we created a traveling exhibit together. So it was hosted originally at their location in the Central West End, then we hosted it at the Magic House. And this summer, actually, we have it in our North County satellite location that will be there all summer. So it's just kind of an exciting thing to see how these partnerships can grow into being so much more and be great experiences for our whole community.
Now, I heard you say satellite location. So we know the headquarters, so to speak, of the Magic House located there in Kirkwood, but we see you all around in the community a lot and in the classrooms and doing things in neighborhoods that are several miles away from the home facility. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we, like you said, we are, involved in our community, and we hope that, the people in St. Louis see that. We want to be a part of the St. Louis community. And as part of our mission, it's really important to us that all children have access to the Magic House, no matter what their background, no matter, where they live or what their parents' income is. And so this summer, we opened a satellite location in North St. Louis County. It is a free experience, thanks to some really amazing funders, so that there are really no barriers. So we know sometimes it can be hard to, travel to Kirkwood from some areas of St. Louis, and we want to make sure that we limit those barriers so everyone can have that experience. So this summer, we opened it in about mid-June, and it will be open until August 11th. We have a location at the St. John's Municipal Center in the city of St. John in North County, and the experience is our chess exhibit that I just mentioned. It's the Kings, Queens, and Castle chess exhibit. So families can go and they can learn about the game of chess. If they don't know the game of chess, it's a chance to kind of understand a little bit about it, understand the benefits of the game, or even just dress up like a knight or a king or a queen, make a shield. So even if you're not into the game of chess, it's still a really fun experience and gives us a chance to, be out in the community in a little bit more of a permanent way this summer.
That's exciting as well. And you can do so much with that. Not only drawing people to the location, but really spreading out new branches to beyond the access, but the excitement about the learning and the science and the activities that just stimulates all of us. It shifts the paradigm. It opens up their world. It takes the blocks beyond the ones that they live in. I'm loving it. We're
hoping to just inspire a lot of kids, kind of, like you said, just maybe they wouldn't have had a chance to come to the Kirkwood location, but now this gives them a chance to be inspired and, to be excited about a new opportunity.
Yeah, well, it certainly is inspiring me. I'm inspired as well about the innovation of different relationships and activities. Now, Magic House, you think you come into the house, but you guys have something now called Fitness Rocks.
Yeah.
And it talks about being outdoors.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Sure. So we have a monthly program called a Fit Kid, Free Kid. Mm-hmm. And each month we focus on a different type of physical activity. It's important for us to encourage families to, live healthy lives and to learn a little bit more about the types of activities and things in our community that can give them fun ways to be active and live healthy lifestyles. So each month we have a different theme, if you will. The month of July, we celebrated the great outdoors, and we brought in a rock climbing wall and worked with some really outstanding partners. The month of August, we're going to be working with the St. Louis Cardinals, and we're focusing on baseball.
Nice.
So we pick a different feature every month and a new partner to really highlight some ways that families can stay active.
That's so creative, very creative. Now, how does it work on on those Fridays when you have it?
So the event is actually sponsored by St. Louis Children's Hospital, and with their support, we are able to offer free admission for children 12 and under to that event, which it's the first Friday of every month from 4 to 7. Okay. And all that we ask is for families to register on our website to let us know that they're coming. And then when they come, the children have to complete a fitness challenge. And so they might have to do some jumping jacks or some sit-ups or push-ups, some kind of activity that helps them earn their free admission. And then they get to enjoy the whole Magic House experience plus a special event each month.
Oh, on the same night that they pass the exhibit? I mean, the exercise.
Yeah, so they come, they do the activity, and then they get to join us the rest of the night.
What a great idea. Tell me a few more things that you have cooking now that can help us plan a visit.
Definitely. So this summer, the Magic House is participating in the Blue Star Museums program. So for active military members and their families, we are offering free admission here at the Magic House. So families, can join us and play all summer long, and it's part of our thanks to the military families here in the United States. Mm-hmm. So that's an exciting thing. Another great thing that we have going on is we have forts and clubhouses, which is an exhibit that we're bringing back based on popular demand that we had it last year as well. But we give all of the supplies that a child could need to create the ultimate fort. And they use their creativity like crazy to just build some monstrosities of just really cool forts and clubhouses in our Whitaker Theater.
That would help me. Because what they do to their bedroom with our blankets and all the other things that they drag into the room for their forts.
So it's
I need more materials.
We take the mess. We take the mess here. We give them all the supplies. They can make the mess here. But it does also inspire them when they get home to use that creativity and have some fun at home too.
I'm okay with that. That works for all of us. Now, when is that available?
So that is open now. It just opened the beginning of July, and it will be available until August 13th.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And we talked about future play. What about some classics? Those things that have been there that are
yes. So our Van de Graaff generator is still at the Magic House. You can make your hair stand on end, and you can compare your picture of your button with your hair on end that you got when you were a child, and now you can compare it to your child's button with their hair on end. So we still have that, of course. We have the shadow wall. A lot of adults remember coming to the shadow wall and reflections, where you would move and kind of create a beautiful art almost visual as you move and dance across the screen. So we definitely have kept a lot of the favorites that you remember as children, but we've updated the spaces and renovated them so they're fresh and they're new, and certainly added a lot more to the museum as well.
That's excellent. So I know that I've experienced birthday parties there, and I thought those were great. Are those still something that you guys have going on?
Yes, we do have our birthday party program as well. So we host birthdays on Saturday and Sunday, almost throughout the day, and you can register right online. We do all of the work, so really parents just show up and sit back while the Magic House staff runs the parties. We offer the attendees cupcakes and refreshments, and we do activities with them. There's different themes the child can pick or the adult can pick based on the child's interest. So, we do all of the work and hopefully make it pretty turnkey for the parents.
It is. Well, excellent. You have revived my excitement, although I really didn't lose any enthusiasm about the Magic House, but I wanted to be sure that we sent a big reminder to our community about this great resource and opportunity we have with you all and the work that you're doing there.
Well, thanks for giving me the chance to share some of our latest initiatives, and we look forward to meeting lots of new friends this summer.
Absolutely. Well, let's just take a quick minute, Carrie. Just send out an invitation to our listeners, how they can find out more, get connected, and if there's ways that you need us to help you do what you're doing more.
Sure. So you can visit magichouse.org. You can find all of the information about our parties, our events and programs, and our exhibits all on there. There's also a section on there for Support Us, where you can help support the work that we're doing to ensure that all children in St. Louis have the chance to visit the Magic House or to join us on field trip programs. We certainly are grateful for all of the community support that we get as well. If you have any questions, you can also reach us via telephone at 314-822-8900.
Excellent. I am so looking forward to getting back out there. Carrie Hutchcraft, the Director of Marketing and Development at the Magic House. Give them a call and look them up at magichouse.org. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can stay connected and get all this info in the meantime, and also post and promote to let everybody know how much you're enjoying your stay. All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcast at Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.